Okay, everybody, so this is part 8 of paranormal experiences and weird supernatural incidences that I have had. So, okay, a few years back, my boyfriend and I were out in this area called Wolf Creek. And here in Lane County, Wolf Creek, because there's a couple of places that are called Wolf Creek, but in Lane County, Oregon, there's a place called Wolf Creek. It was actually recently on fire. But we were out there and we were just driving around to enjoy the nature, and it was evening time, probably like 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there. And it was summertime, so it was very much still light out. I mean, in Oregon, it stays light till like almost 8, 9 o'clock on summer. So it was still quite a while before it was going to become dark. And, you know, when you're out there in the woods, it's not like there's like a bathroom or whatever. Anyway, we had been chilling for a while, and we both needed to relieve ourselves. And number one. And so, we were parked in this like pull out, and he walked across the gravel road to the other side, and he kind of like put himself like, between some trees to do his thing. Well, I decided to open the car door and open it and leave it like open so that I could squat down to go do my thing, and stepped off a little bit closer to the edge of the woods on my side, and he was off across the road. And I'm sitting there and I'm doing my own thing, and then all of a sudden I start hearing something like knocking in the distance. And it's on his side. And I look over to where he is, and he's standing with his back turned, and I can see him over the car standing. And he turns his head back, and he's all, "Hey." And I was all, "What's that?" And I'm finishing pulling up my pants or whatever. And I'm not done quite peeing yet, but I'm like holding my pants like, like, what's that? Afraid somebody or something's going to come out while I'm trying to go to the bathroom. And he's all, "I don't know." And then we hear like a knock, knock, knock off beside him in the woods again. And he's all, "That's not, there's something wrong about that." And then all of a suddenly, something scurries off through the underbrush, and you can hear, see something bounding. And then it goes a few feet through the forest, and then it bounds across the road on his side. And he can see just a shadow. And as I'm stumbling to pull up my pants and get back into the car, he's like, "Hurry up, get in the car." I all of a suddenly hear something behind me on my side of the road now, in the woods behind me. And again, I hear knock, knock, and I rush to get in the car. I slam the door. He gets in the driver's side, and then he peels off to drive off. And we didn't look back. We just, took off. And, I mean, those of you who know anything about Sasquatch or Bigfoot, you know that there are a couple of things they say that you can watch for to get an idea if they're in the area, if you don't, totally just come right out and see one. But basically what it is they like to knock on trees. They do knock, the forest tree knock thing, which is what we were hearing. And you will get this really pungent, that's why they call it the skunk ape down in Florida, this really pungent smell, like strong cannabis or skunk, very musky, like hunters are familiar with that musky kind of scent that some animals have. But it is so strong. Like, you will think that you just walked by, skunk let its butt, somebody's big old pot farm, rancid, everything that you could just, horrible. And that scent was like full of the air. And even as we were driving away, it was like near nauseating. And he tells me, he says, this area of the woods is known to be pretty active, and this isn't the first time that I've had something weird happen to me here. And he proceeds to tell me that years before, when he was a teenager, here you go, this is a little bonus story to mine, that he had been on the same road about half a mile up from where we were, and they were driving at night, and they seen an owl, but they seen a big horned owl, and it was bigger than any owl he said he had ever seen in his life. And he said as they came around the corner of the chicane of this dirt road, that this owl was in the middle of the road, and it was like 4.5, 5 feet tall, he said, with really big, large, red, glowing eyes. And it was like all black. And I said, are you just exaggerating? Is it just a really big horned owl because of where you were at? And he said, no, there was something ominous about it. Like, he said that it seemed like it wasn't natural, that it wasn't a natural owl. And he believed in shapeshifters and things of the such. Apparently he said that was a place that he was known for having several different interactions. And not far from there, sometime later, I had another experience, which I'm going to save that one because I just gave you guys a little bonus content on the little owl tidbit. But I had another experience not far from there myself. A totally different time, different summer, but also in the summer. And evidently there have been several people who have, and it's in an area between Wolf Creek, and there's also a place called Panther Creek. And Panther Creek is actually where the next incident that I'll be talking about with the next story that will be coming up will be shared. To give a little tidbit of information, it's going to be a little bit more on the extraterrestrial aspect end of things, since I have now covered with you guys cryptozoids, kind of ESP, clairvoyance, hauntings, and creepy little oddities like that. So I thought that now we needed to go with some of the extraterrestrial things that have happened. Also I told you guys about the shadow people. So there's been quite a few incidences, and this has just mostly been in Oregon here. I still have a few in Tennessee to tell you about. I still have some in the Florida, Alabama area to tell you about. And, several other, like I said, I've got at least 2 weeks more worth of stories of my own to tell, and then I'll probably start taking user-related requests, because I feel like this is a cool topic, and I love talking about weird and scary, creepy things. So, as always, thank you for tuning in to listen to me ramble on about my paranormal experiences and supernatural occurrences, and all those wonderful little things that make me me. Until I see you guys, this is episode number 8, and y'all have a great weekend. Bye.